Hello friends, welcome to Shiksharthi. In this video, we shall be solving questions of exercise 12.3 on circles. So let's start. I hope you have already gone through my videos on the basics and the concepts of circles. If not, please go through them first before you do this exercise. Okay? Now, talking about question number 7. Question number 7 says there is a diagram that they have given, and the diagram in which they have given is having a square of side 14 centimeter with centers A, B, C, D. 4 circles are drawn such that each circle touches each other externally. Okay? Find the area of the shaded region. Now this question is no different from an earlier question that I had done. If I remember correctly, I am talking about question number 2, or almost, if I talk about, there was a concept that I had talked about in my video on the basics and the concepts of circles. So let's draw the diagram and let us solve this question. So the question goes like this. These are 4 circles which are touching each other tangentially. Now when I say there are 4 circles, what I mean to say is 4 circles of equal radius which are touching each other tangentially in such a way that they result into a square when the center points are joined. And the centers of these 4 circles are point A, B, C and D. And then they are asking you to find out the area enclosed between the square and the circle. Now this is no different from, as I said, question number 2 that I have discussed with you, or I can simply draw this. Now draw this in the sense, so had they given this question, it would have been no different from the question that they have given to you. And what is the radius of each circle? The radius of each circle has to be found out by the side of the square. But anyway, we are not concerned with the radius of the circle now, because the side of the square is already given to you as 14 centimeter. Now when the side is given, then radius also needs to be known. (7 centimeter each. So area of the shaded portion is nothing but the area of the square, which is ABCD, minus the area of 4 quadrants. Right? Or 4 quarter circles. So which is just like saying area of circles. Now when I say circles, I am basically talking about 4 circles, and here we are talking about 4 quarter circles. Okay, now what is the area of the square here? We will just take it as a square, and we know that the value of a here is 14 minus pi times of, so when we are saying minus pi times of, so we would have taken the area of one such quarter of a circle and multiplied it by 4 in order to have the area of all such 4 quarter circles, which is just like saying pi times of a by 2 whole square, which further can be written as this is a square times of 1 minus pi by 4, which can further be written as a square by 4 and 4 minus pi. Just substitute the value of a square now, which is 14 into 14 divided by 4. And then what is the value of pi that we need to take here? Since they have not mentioned specifically in the question, in that case you can take the value of pi as 22 by 7, which is just like saying 7 into 7 divided by 7. Now 7 into 4 is 28 minus 22. So this should be 42 centimeters square. Okay. So now let's move on to the next question. Talking about question number 8. So the diagram is already given to you and we are supposed to solve this. The only thing that we need to do in this question is interpret how the question is. So it says these are 4 edges, these are 4 sides which are line segments which are parallel to each other. So let us say these are the line segments which are parallel to each other. And from the same point, so we just need to extend this slightly. And so let's say this is A, this is B, this is C, this is D, this is E, let's say point F, G and H. Now this distance between C and E or the distance between D and F is already given to you as 60 meters. And the distance between B and C or E and G, if this is G, is given to you as 10 meters each. So this is 10 each. Now the first part here says you are supposed to find out the distance along the inner edge of the track. These are 2 different tracks. So these are 2 different races which are taking place. So talking about the inner track, so you will see that once we know that this is 106 meters, so is 106, we are talking about the line segments AB being equal to DC, being equal to FE, being equal to HG. And all of these are given to you as 106 meters each. So now we just need to calculate the circumference of the inner track, which is just like saying the linear circumference, which is 212, plus the curved circumference. So now it is already given that both of these, I mean whether it is I am talking about the arc CE or we are talking about arc BG, both of these are semi-arcs. Semi-arcs means half of the circle. And so with the arc AH and the arc DF, so if I combine these 2, I get a full circle, which is just like saying into 2 pi, which is 22 by 7, into what is the radius? The radius would be 30 meters. Meaning thereby this is 212 plus how much? So now once I say this is 2 pi r, so this becomes 60 pi. So this is 1320 upon 7, which further we can say once we multiply this, which can be written as 1484. So this becomes 1484 is 2804 meters. And in the second part they are asking you to calculate the area between, area of the track in which the race is happening. So how would you do this? So this question in this case can be divided into 2 parts, wherein we consider these 2 rectangles. One is this rectangle AB HG and the other rectangle is DCEF. So first area of the shaded portion will be area between the rectangles. Between the rectangles plus the area between the circular tracks. This part we are talking about, between the circular part of it. So now area between the rectangle, now what is the area of a rectangle? 106 into 80 minus 106 into 60. So 106 into 80 minus 106 into 60 will be 106 into 20 plus the area between the circular part, so which is nothing but, so I know that if I combine this part and this part, as we discussed here, becomes a circle altogether. So in this case the area between 2 circles is what we are supposed to calculate, which is pi, which is 22 by 7 into r square. So the radius of the outer circle is 40 and the inner circle is 30. So once we calculate this, we get this as 2120 plus this is 22 by 7 into 40 plus 30, which is 70, 40 minus 30, which is 10. So eventually you get 2120 plus 2200, which makes it 4320 meter square. Right? Let's move on to the next question. Talking about question number 9, in which they say that in the figure 12.27, AB and CD are the two diameters of a circle, okay, which are perpendicular to each other. OD is the diameter of, and OD is the diameter of the smaller circle. If OA is given to you as 7 centimeter, then find out the area of the shaded portion. I'll repeat the question. AB and CD are two diameters of a circle with center O perpendicular to each other, and OD is the diameter of the smaller circle. If OA is given as 7 centimeter, then find the area of the shaded portion. Okay, let me first draw the diagram. Now we have to find out the area of the shaded portion. So there are many ways of attempting this question. Now the first way here is I find out the area of the total circle which has a radius as OA or OB. This is the radius of the bigger circle. Is this value given to you? They have given you OA as 7 centimeters. Okay. Now in this case, can I say that BC will be equal to AC? Of course, we can say this. Now when we are saying this, in that case, what is the measure of BC or AC that we can take? This is the first question. And the second question is, what is the measure of OD? So OD is nothing but, so when we are saying OA, so OD is nothing but equal to OC, which is equal to OA, which is equal to OB, and which in any case is equal to 7 centimeter. Now once you know this, can we say this? Of course we can. So here what we can do is, let us talk about the semicircle BCA. Let us find out the area of the semicircle. We are talking about the semicircle BCA. So can we say that the area of the semicircle BCA is equal to half into pi into r square? So we know that the radius is 7 into 7. And we get this as 77 centimeter square. From here, if I am able to subtract the area of this triangle, so the area of the triangle BCA is nothing but equal to half into base. Now half into base is AB, which is 14 centimeter, into the height. Why do we call this as a height? Because it is given in the question that both the diameters are perpendicular to each other. So the height here is OC, which is 7 centimeters. Now this can be said as 49 centimeter square. So area of the segments. So one segment is, we are talking about segment BC and segment AC, will be nothing but 77 minus 49, which is 28 centimeter square. So once we have this, let's say this is part 1 of it. And then if you are able to find out the area of the inner circle, now the area of the inner circle is nothing but pi, which is 22 by 7 into r square. So r square here is 7 by 2 whole square, which can be written as So this is 7 into 7 divided by 2 into 2. So which is eventually 77 divided by 2 centimeter square. And so what is the final area that we are supposed to calculate? Area of the shaded portion is what we are supposed to calculate. So when we calculate the area of the shaded portion is nothing but 1 plus 2. Right? So when we are saying this is 1 plus 2, this should come out to be how much? Okay, this we can write it as, or we can just leave it in terms of a fraction. So this becomes 56 by 2. So 56 plus this becomes 133 by 2 centimeter square. So is there any other piece of information that I was supposed to consider which I have not considered? No, I have. So this should be the final answer, which should be if I have to convert it into a non-integer form, this is 66.5. Let's move on to the next question. So let's talk about question number 10. Now when we are talking about question number 10, we have done a similar kind of a question or a concept in our video on the basics and the concepts of circles. So I'm not going to read out the question, I'm just going to draw the diagram and then do the needful. So there are 3 circles which are touching each other tangentially and 3 circles of equal radius touching each other tangentially, and then there is a triangle that is formed. Here I have made a different diagram. That doesn't make any difference, because if I'm making this diagram or I'm making another diagram which is given in the question, the area that we are supposed to find out is the area enclosed between the 3 circles and the triangle that has been formed thereafter. So not exactly between the circles, so we are talking about the space occupied between the 3 circles which are touching each other tangentially and the triangle. The same thing we did here. So more or less a similar kind of a question. So does the question mention that you are supposed to, so the question says it is an equilateral triangle. So the moment it says it is an equilateral triangle, that means the 3 circles are of equal radius, or the moment you say that 3 circles are of equal radius, that means henceforth the triangle that will be formed will be an equilateral triangle. So wherein we know that this angle is 60 degrees. So many ways of doing this question, but the best way here is if I find out the area of an equilateral triangle, so which is area of an equilateral triangle, which is triangle ABC, is equal to root 3 by 4 into a square. Now a square is the length of the side of the equilateral triangle. So they have given you the area. And they have given you the area as 17320.5. And then they have given you the value of root 3 as well. So they have given you the value of root 3 as 1.73205. Now this into a square divided by 4 can be written as 17320.5. Right? Now once we have done this, all I need to do here is I just need to divide this by this and multiply it by 4. So a becomes equal to nothing but under root of 4 into, now this can be written as this entire number into 10 to the power minus 1, and then when you're dividing it by this, so you will say that this gets multiplied by, so when you're dividing it by this, so when this gets multiplied and this gets divided, so 1732005 into 12345. So it was divided by 10 to the power minus 5. No, when you divide it by 10 to the power minus 5 means you are multiplying it by 10 to the power 5. So eventually you'll be able to say that the value of A is nothing but. Now once you get this, and what are you supposed to find out? You're supposed to find out the area. So can we find out the area of the three sectors? So the area of the three sectors is nothing but, if I combine the area of the three sectors, this is just like saying a 60 degree, 60 degree, 60 degree, which is 180 degree, which is equal to nothing but half the area of a full circle, which is just like saying half into 3.14 multiplied by, what is the radius here now? The radius here is, so this comes out to be a 31400 divided by 2, which is the area of the shaded portion is nothing but, so let's say if this is 1 and let's say if this is 2, is nothing but 1 minus 2. So when we do 1 minus 2 is just like saying 1320.5, and from here you are subtracting a 15700. So what is the final answer? The final answer is 1620.5 centimeter square.